Alright everybody, I just got done watching Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, and now I'm filming in the dark to tell you personally that you don't have to be afraid of the dark, because as you can see, nothing's out to grab you in the middle of the dark. No scary shit's gonna get you, because we live in the real world where that kind of stuff doesn't happen. It's just the way it is. Scary shit's not out to get you, because we live in the real world. That's just how it is. What are you doing? Daniel, what are you doing in the dark?
I wasn't in the dark. I was in the light. Someone decided to film some stupid shit and shut off the lights.
Alright everybody, this time I'm reviewing Are You Afraid of the Dark? I mean, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. This movie has all the ingredients for the cliche horror movie. It has the over-intelligent child, it has the parents that are too busy to hang out with their child, and they also don't believe a word that the child says. Sound like every other horror movie you heard before? Me too. So the movie starts out with a flashback back to olden times or whatever, when everything used to be creepier. And it starts out with a pretty scary scene. You know, this guy is struggling in the basement, this really dark and creepy basement, and he hears voices coming from, like, literally beneath the house in, like, this sewer hell or wherever, you know? And it just is really creepy, and you're like, man, I really want to know what these creatures are, what's going on down there. I gotta figure this out. So you're genuinely intrigued. It's got your interest, right? But then it brings you to the present. And that's when you see these new people moving into the house. So they start to remodel the house, and then periodically the camera shows you the groundskeeper walking around doing his thing, and you're like, okay, the camera's taking their time to show me the groundskeeper. I gotta remember him because something's going on. I don't know what yet, but something's going on with this guy. But literally, like 2 minutes later, they find this door hidden behind a wall or whatever, and then the camera just zooms in on the groundskeeper like... And then you're thinking, okay, this guy obviously knows something's going on. They already let us know that he's in on something. And it's true, because later on you see him in the basement talking to whatever's in that little crate, and the voices are going, oh, Jones, you old fool, we knew you couldn't be trusted. And he's like, oh, it's not my fault. They're inquisitive. They just came down to the basement. I couldn't stop them. Really? You didn't really seem like you tried to. All you said was, girls shouldn't be in this house. That's not good. He's the groundskeeper of the house, and he's scared of these little creatures inside that crate. Why be there? Why keep yourself in a situation like that? If I knew that some scary was in this sewer beneath this house, I'd be far away from that place. I would just tell everybody, you know what? Don't go to this house because scary at the bottom of it. So the make friends with the little girl because they want her teeth, because that's what they do. They eat little children's teeth. So they try to make friends with her, but that whole plan for the goes to when they the groundskeeper. Now, I don't want to eat anybody's teeth, but if I needed to eat someone's teeth and I had to make friends with them, I probably wouldn't the person that's standing next to them. I mean, how is that a good plan, you know? Oh, hey, how you doing? You know, you seem like an okay guy. Yeah, that's great. Just give me 1 second. Ah! The innocent. Ah! No one likes you, Jones. Anyway, so I was saying, do you brush often, you know? Because I like to know. So if you haven't figured this out by now, the in the movie are stupid, and they make the movie stupid. There's a reason why you don't see them much in the trailers, because once you see them scurrying around the house like little rats, it takes all the frightfulness out of the movie that it had at the beginning. Once you find out that that's what's haunting the house, it takes all the mystery out of it. Everyone's afraid of something that doesn't have a face. That's what makes it so scary, and when you put a face on something, it takes all the mystery out of the movie. Where do you go from there? And on top of that, it loses even more weight when the girl is comedically chasing one of those little around this dinner table in a well-lit dining room in the middle of a dinner party. You ever see that movie Mouse Hunt? It's exactly the same thing. So she tells her parents that the don't like and the dad's girlfriend gives her the Polaroid camera to take pictures of him when she sees him, and that'll on him and everything like that. So she chases one into the study and starts the camera, and they all start to attack her, and she's screaming and throwing these off her, and she's attacking them, and then she crushes one in this moving bookshelf, just smashes it, gooey and everything like that. Guts just fall down. It's like, oh my god, dinner party's ruined. The father just runs and he's like, oh man, daughter, what's wrong? What happened? She basically tells her dad, look, I had a picture right here. I had a picture. It's destroyed now though, because the destroyed it, so I can't show you anything. Oh man, I wish I had that picture. Why don't you show him the that you just killed? It's sitting right beneath your feet. All you have to do is, hey, look, I just killed one. Look down. Look just right at your feet. We're gonna have to clean this place up. You gotta spot it eventually. So she doesn't tell him about the creatures, but you're thinking, okay, she all these creatures. She a couple of these creatures. She was struggling in the middle of all this dinner party, whatever. Her parents have to believe her now, right? They gotta get her out of the house. There's no way they're gonna keep her in there after something like that happened to her, right? Wrong! They put her to bed. oh no, you know what? Let's all forget about what happened, right? How could you put her to bed after that? How could she actually get into bed after that? After all of that happening, I can't get behind movies where smart people do dumb things. And this is a very dumb thing. I mean, all the clues are here. This matches up to this, but we're not gonna believe her because she's a little kid. I can't buy stuff like that. So the end of the movie comes around, and naturally, since the girl is still in the house, the kidnap her and start to drag her down to the basement so she can go into the hole, and then the adults are like, oh man, where's the little girl? Where is she? Where do you think she is? Really, where do you think she is? So the little girl is down in the basement, almost pulled into that little furnace, and then the dad's girlfriend cuts the rope on the girl so she's not pulled into the furnace, but the dad's girlfriend gets pulled towards the furnace instead. So she's almost gonna get sucked in, and then the little girl runs to her father, and the father's like, oh, I'm so glad you're safe. Ah, man, we're together again. We're a family now. And it's like, hello? Your girlfriend's almost gonna get sucked into the hole. Are you just gonna forget about her? You know, of course he runs over there, and it's too late, and she gets sucked into the hole, and you never see her again. And it's kind of tragic because through the movie, the dad's girlfriend kind of believes the daughter, but for some reason just doesn't want to take her out of the house still. I guess it's up to her dad or whatever, but she can't convince her father to get her out of the house, and she has to pay the price for it. It really sucks because it all comes down to the father who is way too busy for anything and put his daughter in that situation and put his girlfriend in that situation and messed everything up for everyone. But in the end of the movie, you don't see him feel any remorse for any of it. You don't see him like, oh, Sharon, or whatever her name is. He doesn't feel any remorse for her at all. Nope, it just cuts to the next scene, and the daughter has this little drawing that she did. They walk into like the very front of the house, and the dad's like, oh, just leave it right there, honey. We're not gonna go any further than this. And then the drawing just goes into the house, and it's got the father's girlfriend drawn on there with the daughter, and oh, I love you. That's it? You're not gonna do anything about it? Did you call the cops or anything where you're like, hey, my girlfriend was just taken to hell or wherever it is that she went and she's stuck in a hole beneath the house. Somebody burn this place down and figure out what's going on. No, let's just draw her a picture and leave it in the house. If she ever gets out of the hole, she'll know we cared because the picture's there. What? No, sir. You should be arrested. Your daughter should be in the care of better individuals than yourself because you don't do a good job. You're the one who should have been in that hole. You should have been looking for your wife. It should have been you who went down there because you're the reason why all this stuff happened. But you're not that person. You're a coward, and for some reason, you're safe and sound. Great. Great. And if that wasn't bad enough, the camera slowly pans through the house, back down to the basement, and you hear the voices again. Ah, people will know about us now. Yeah, no, you pretty much attacked everybody in the house. Why? Ah, people will know about us now. What are we gonna do? And then you hear the dad's girlfriend's voice being like, it's okay, we'll lay low for another 100 years and then come back up because people will forget about us and we'll do it all over again. Is she a now? I mean, those were like this high and she's a person. Is she just gonna come out of the hole like in 100 years and the are gonna be like, ah, we're little she's gonna be like, I'm a too. I'm gonna get you just like my buddies. I feel like they treated the audience the same way the father treated his girlfriend. We just get a so long you, here's a nice picture. Goodbye, credits. So like I said, this movie, it's just not worth it. It's terrible. If you've seen it already, I'm sorry. If you haven't seen it, don't see it. I hope I saved you the time. I hope I got to you before it was too late. Just don't see the movie. It's not that good. Like I said before, scary movies are the best when you don't know what's happening, when you don't know what that fear is, because you can't control it, you can't understand it. I think that the furnace is the scariest thing in the movie. Just looking at that is fear to me. That's what horror is. It's the fear of the unknown. There's terror in ambiguity. Once you see these creatures, you lose all fear. It just slides down the theater floor just with your entertainment. I'm sorry, it doesn't work this way. That's it. Okay, so before I let you guys go, I just want to mention something really quick. Every time I do a review, I try to wear a shirt that accurately describes or illustrates the movie that I'm talking about. Sometimes I'm really close and sometimes I'm not very close at all. But I'm sure you might be wondering, what's the deal with the copy machine shirt? You know, it has nothing to do with Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. There was no copy machine in the movie. So I'll tell you what I'm talking about, why I have this shirt on. So Daniel, can you turn off the lights really quick? Ah, no, look, it's a ghost on the copy machine. Ah, don't be afraid of the dark, antics. So that's pretty much it. That's why I wore the shirt. So, Daniel, you can turn the lights back on now. Hi. think I'm gonna shut off the lights.